It's time for my review of the Fifine Tank 3. Full disclosure, Fifine sent this microphone to me for the purpose of this review. Inside the box, of course, you get the microphone, instructions, and a USB-C to USB-A cable. At the time of this recording, the Tank 3 retails for $99 US. However, I was able to find it on sale for $89 US. Specs wise, the Tank 3 is a combo USB XLR microphone with a cardioid polar pattern, a frequency response of 50 Hz to 16 kHz, a signal to noise ratio of greater than 80 dB, a sensitivity of -50 plus or minus 3 dBV, and a max SPL of 120 dB. Build wise, the Tank 3 has an all metal body, a listed weight of 1.72 pounds, a sturdy grill that's stylish, peeking through the 6-pane design, a half yoke with metal tightening knob, built-in 3/8 inch and 5/8 inch threads. The mic has solid volume and headphone knobs on the side, and a silent mute button on top that's green when it's in use and red when muted. The back of the microphone keeps it simple with a USB-C port, an 1/8 inch headphone jack, plus an XLR connection. The microphone also includes an internal pop filter. Size-wise, the aptly named Tank 3 towers over its sibling, the K669D. Let's put that internal pop filter to the test with a plosive test. Right now, I'm 6 inches from the front of the microphone. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Now I'm 3 inches away from the front of the microphone. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. When it comes to off-axis and rear rejection, I'll talk into the side of the microphone and then the back of the microphone. Right now, I'm 6 inches from the side of the microphone. Now I am 12 inches from the side of the microphone. And now I'm 2 feet away from the side of the microphone. Right now, I'm 6 inches from the back of the microphone. I'm 1 foot away from the back of the microphone. And now I'm 2 feet away from the back of the microphone. Now I have the microphone back in position, and here's how it sounds. If I were typing away on the keyboard while I was talking, this is what it would sound like. Now, if I were trying to be sneaky typing, here's how it sounds. Now, I'll take a microphone that everyone has heard, the Shure SM7B, and I'll put it on the boom, go back and forth, and you can decide for yourself which one you think sounds better. The SM7B, $400, and the Fifine Tank 3, just $99. Now I'm back, and now I'm on the Shure SM7B, and here's what it sounds like. This is a tried and true microphone that is used in broadcast and recording studios across the globe. It's been around forever, it feels like. It is the ubiquitous microphone in podcasting. You just seem to see it everywhere. And Shure being a premium brand, the microphone, of course, is $400 US. And here's what it sounds like. What do you think about the sound in comparison? I'm going to switch back to the Tank 3. Now I'm back on the Tank 3, and here's what it sounds like. Way less gain required to drive the Tank 3 as opposed to the SM7B. Obviously, the Shure SM7B is very gain hungry, and this microphone, in stark contrast, is not. This would be more akin to needing gain like a Zoom ZDM1, etc. But here's what it sounds like. Here's the sound profile. And I'll go back to the SM7B one more time. All right, back on the SM7B, here's what it sounds like in comparison to the Tank 3 by Fifine. I'll be curious to hear your thoughts. Please chime in the comments down below. Which one do you prefer overall? And then obviously, is this worth $300 more in your opinion? As you can see, I'm back on the Tank 3, and you might wonder if there's a sound quality difference when you're using it in USB mode. So I am going to plug it up to the computer. I'll be recording the audio in a different manner when I'm in USB mode. So I apologize if there's a disparity between the normal regular parts of the video with the audio interface in use as opposed to in USB mode, but just so you kind of get a little sample of what it sounds like in USB mode and how much noise it's going to pick up with the computer on. The microphone was identified instantly by the PC that I'm using. It's also able to drive these high impedance headphones on the out port on the back of the microphone. It easily can drive these, so there's no issues on high impedance headphones. So what I've noticed about the mute functionality on this microphone in my specific setup anyway, is while the button is silent, I am fat fingering onto the body when I go to press it, which is causing some noise to come through into the microphone, not from the switch itself. So I don't know if it's just because of my technique on how I am hitting it, but it is the resonance from the body coming in before it is fully down because I'm hitting more than just the button. So I think that's something to think about on this as well. The dials are effective. I don't have it all the way cranked up right now, or else I'd be clipping in OBS. The output on low impedance headphones is really loud, and it's plenty loud enough for high impedance headphones. While I have this in USB mode, I am going to plug in the XLR and see if I can record to the Rodecaster while also recording to the computer. Now you can see I am getting a great signal on the XLR portion, as well as getting a great signal in OBS at the same time. I don't hear any extra noise. Sometimes when you do that on other microphones, sometimes you'll get an extra whining noise or some sort of other noise that comes out of the device, but I don't hear anything extra when I'm doing this. Not a use case that many people would have to have them plugged in at the same time. I don't even know if they recommend that, to be honest with you. Proceed at your own risk. But while I have it, I wanted to give it a shot and see how it would work. When it comes to pros and cons, on the pros front, I would have to say the price. $99 US is a good price for the versatility of a microphone like this, whereas some of the microphones in this category start to get up to the $130, $150, $200 range, so it is a nice budget option. Right behind that would be the build quality. I think it is constructed very well, and I appreciate the design. Another pro is the sound profile. I really like how this microphone sounds. Hopefully I'm not alone in that. You can chime in the comments, but I do like the sound profile. I think it fits my voice nicely, and I like it better than the K669D that they make as well. Another pro would be the microphone is very easy to drive. I have to turn the gain way down from the Shure SM7B in order to match them up. And so you could use this with any interface that I can think of. Another pro is, since I like mounting the microphone to my right, the knobs are on the right-hand side here, so they're hidden from the camera, and that is very convenient for me. Another pro, I like that it includes a mute button, but we'll come back to that. I like the visual cue of red being muted and green being unmuted. I also thought it did a good job of off-axis and rear rejection, and the internal built-in pop filter seems to work quite well. On the cons, I got to come back around to that mute button. Since it's physical, I was kind of having to touch the body in order to get this baby to go, and by touching the body, then I was introducing just regular noise into the microphone, not from the switch itself. So that's one thing that capacitive buttons have over these, even though with a capacitive button, you can accidentally engage them when you don't want to. That's always a toughie for that. But on the physical button side, then you kind of get a little bit of the handling noise, because there's really not any way around getting to that button effectively. In a live streaming situation, you're going to be happy you can mute. You're not going to be too concerned about creating a little bit of handling noise. Another nitpick con would be that this in interface mode is 16-bit. You'll remember when I reviewed their audio interface a while back that was a complaint I had on that device. And I think just as we go forward, everything minimum should be 24-bit. That's just a critique from me personally. Bit depth does not really impact things the way people think it does. It's more to do with dynamic range. But I like 24-bit for workflow purposes. Overall, I really like this microphone. I think the price is right. I think the build quality is very good, and I'm going to be comparing it to some other XLR USB microphones in the coming weeks and months, so stay tuned for that. So thanks to Fifine for sending this microphone out to me and for helping me finally understand how to pronounce their company name. And as always, thank you.